guys, what's going on? A Button Games here, back on Diablo 3. It's been a few days, I think, but I've been recording some other stuff, some other games. But basically, we're just gonna press on. We are gonna go into Greater Rift 59 right here. We're probably gonna die, but I'm basically just gonna keep going until I hit that wall, and then I know I'm gonna have to grind a little bit for my gems and stuff like that, like I discussed before. But for right now, we're gonna see what we can do. These guys are gonna do an absolute assload of damage to me, and depending on the enemies, this could be borderline impossible at this point, but we do not give up here. We're gonna see here what we can do, and the ultimate goal is to beat Greater Rift 70, because for those of you that don't know, you have to beat Greater Rift 70 in order to have access to the ancient primals, whatever, you know what I mean. There's the new type of gear that just came out. For those of you who didn't see my my last video, it's introduced with the most recent patch. They have primal gear now, which is basically like the ancient gear, only the stats are always capped at the maximum for whatever their range is. So, you know, you get like 1,000 strength or dexterity or whatever you have on there, and all of the stats that have like a range associated with them, they'll always be at the cap. I'm assuming that also applies to the legendary effects that might be found in the gear, but again, don't quote me on that because I am not 100% sure. We do have a lot of new viewers to the channel though, so that's pretty freaking cool. So hopefully you guys are enjoying this. I know it's not like the most exciting thing, but you know, it's just a little something to watch and things like that, because this game really does have a lot of grinding that goes along in the side. So I don't want to make a video of all of that. I'll just kind of pop in here, make a oh shit, make a few videos here and there, you know, showing some solo Greater Rifts, kind of showing off the build a little bit, things like that. Kind of show you guys that this build is definitely viable for the higher Greater Rift levels. You know, the survivability of this build is certainly not top-notch, and like I've said, I've never pretended that this is like a top-notch build for survivability, but the damage output can just be absolutely insane. The one thing that this build is pretty susceptible to is if your cooldown isn't that like fast for 7-sided strike, you are really susceptible, because if you pull enemies in and you don't realize your cooldown's not reset, or these guys have these projectiles here that actually do quite a bit of freaking damage, you know, you're fucked. But for the most part, we're doing pretty good, I'd like to think. These guys are doing a crap ton of damage to me, but I'm keeping up pretty well. For the moment being, I use the Gogok of Swiftness as one of my legendary gems, just because for every stack of that you get a bit of cooldown reduction. And I also have the... ooh, man, what's it called? Fuck! I wasn't paying any attention. I use... shoot. Now I'm gonna have to look that up. I use a certain ring with my build that basically makes it so my cooldowns go faster every now and then, and because for the most part 7-sided strike is my only skill that's ever on cooldown, the ring only procs for that, which is kind of the idea. Ooh, a bit of a lag spike there. I don't know why that's happening, but yeah. So I feel like that's a pretty effective way to get around you know, cooldown reduction if you need it, if you're still kind of lacking there. Because you see, my 7-sided strike takes a little bit to come back, not that much. You know, if I do a good job at kiting these guys around and pulling them to the places I want them to be, I can usually survive pretty well, as you're seeing. But again, I kind of pulled all those people into me when I died there, and I didn't realize 7-sided strike wasn't on cooldown, but I didn't have enough spirit, so I really shafted myself there with that. That's one of the things you really got to be careful of in this build, is, like right now, I could be using Cyclone Strike to have pulled all those guys in earlier, but I definitely don't want to do that until my 7-sided strike is off of cooldown, because the last thing you want to do is pull a boss into you when your main damage dealer is still on cooldown, because my normal skills aren't going to do dick all of these guys. 7-sided strike is obviously where all the damage is at. But we're not having too much difficulty here. I am... you know, I'm doing pretty good. I'm pretty excited with this build so far. Be interested to see what they do in the future, because, you know, with the Necromancer and stuff coming out, I'm sure this game is going to see some crazy changes to it, mechanics and stuff like that. So it'll be interesting to see if this is still a viable build going forward. But you know, don't worry. We'll see if we can keep it going. I do like to try to break this game. That's kind of my favorite thing to do with these types of games, growing up and stuff like that. So we'll see if we can't keep that going. I will definitely have a walkthrough Get the fuck back here. I will definitely have a walkthrough on my channel of the Necromancer, for sure, because that class looks like hella fun. I'll be very interested to see how they differentiate it significantly from something like the Witch Doctor, who already sort of is like a Necromancer. What you would think of as a Necromancer in the old game, in Diablo 2, that's kind of what the Witch Doctor is now, so it'll be very interesting to see how they differentiate them too much, because, you know, for people who play the Witch Doctor as kind of their main character, and that's kind of where all their time is poured, I could maybe see the Necromancer, if it's a little too similar, maybe not being a good choice for those people, because it might be kind of boring for them to feel like they're doing the same thing over and over again, like the same type of character. But again, Blizzard usually does a pretty good job at differentiating, so we'll see. They've had a lot of time to work on this too, so I have pretty high hopes for it. We're doing pretty good. We got 9 minutes left. 9 minutes. Cow people, goat people. Whoa, sir. No, none of that. Wow. Fucking massacred. Ice porcupines. What up? Ah, he didn't have exploding palm on him. Damn it.
It is not ready yet.
The trick is definitely to make sure you get... So if you're not super familiar with this build, the trick is to make sure you get exploding palm on everybody. You know, you have certain skills and stuff like that apply exploding palm without actually having to use the skill. I have it in the skill bar because that's the only way you could kind of choose the rune that you want active with it, and you want the one that explodes because that's where you're getting all your damage from, is the... You're getting all your damage from the 7-sided strike and the exploding palm in tandem, because 7-sided strike detonates exploding palm with this build, but 7-sided strike also applies exploding palm. So the idea here is that my 7-sided strike hits 7 times, and each time it's applying and exploding. It's applying and exploding the exploding palm that's on them. So that's why we're getting so much damage there. Aside from the regular hits of 7-sided strike that can deal a ridiculous amount of damage. So, you know, if these enemies have a lot of, if these enemies have a lot of health and I throw exploding palm on them and then I hit them with 7-sided strike, that's why you'll just see them continuously getting hit even after I, like, warp away from them, because, like I said, they kind of apply each other and they feed off of each other, and that's what makes this build so cool and so unique, in my opinion, is that it's... Fuck. Is that fire chains? It was probably fire... I shouldn't have pulled that guy in. I think that was fire chains, wasn't it? Yeah. That's my fault. Now they're dead. Okay, that was my fault, guys. I didn't see that was fire chains. Those are the ones that you're going to want to look out for when you're on your exploding palm monk, because if you pull them in the cyclone strike and all 3 of them surround you with their chains, you're likely going to die instantly. There's really very little wiggle room there. This person's probably going to die instantly, though. So, oh, I missed. Really? I missed with 7-sided strike? How does that even happen? Like, it looked like the first one hit, but the second one just, like, didn't hit. You know what? Really? Or did I, maybe I just hit with exploding palm. Alright, so we just gotta be a little careful here. There we go. Jeez. I can't believe that missed the first time. That was buns. That's alright. That happens. I mean, you know, you're not gonna go through these without dying, especially because, like I said, I'm not very... This isn't super difficult. I know I just died a few times, but like, if you're watching and you're kind of a Diablo person, you realize that this isn't super difficult. I'm not using all of my skills. I'm not really using Epiphany to its fullest extent. I didn't pop a potion there, just because it's not that big of a deal if I die a few times to just repair my shit. It's not like I can't kill the boss in one hit, like, you know, like we just saw, so it's not that big of a deal. Ooh, what's this? What we got? Sledge Fist? Yep, Sledge Fist. Alright, let's go. Dojo. The Staff of Cairo. Yep, okay, cool. Pretty common drops here. See these ones a lot. Is this Sunwokos, or which one is this? Sunwokos, yep, Sunwokos. Okay, used to use that a little bit. Alright, so we're still working on our gems here. Not really sure which ones I'm going for at this exact moment. I mean, like, I don't know which ones I want to rank up at this demo. I know which ones I want to use. I'm probably just going to keep ranking up the Bane of the Powerful for right now. I don't think the Gogok with Swiftness... let's see here. Increase attack speed by 1% and dodge. Actually, that dodge is pretty good. Maybe I should be putting that up. Because if I can get that to pretty close to 1%, yeah, I should probably be throwing that up too. That's good. I didn't see that. I thought that was just stacking attack speed, and I thought I had already reached the soft cap for attack speed, but that's dodge. That's my bad. I wasn't reading at all. Nice! Okay, so we did that pretty well. I think we gained a Paragon level or two. So...
My mind is strong.
Oh, well, we definitely gained a Paragon level, at least one. Yeah, we gained a few here. So we're just going to throw into maximum spirit for right now. We'll throw up attack speed. We'll throw up... Oof. Let's throw up life. Someone let me know if you use a monk. Is armor good? Should I be pumping stuff into armor? Like, is that where my survivability is kind of going down a little bit? Is it my lack of armor? Because if you were to take a look here... let me just take a look here. So... Let's see. Cooldown reduction. Not bad. Almost 30%. 15%? What? That doesn't seem right. Exploding palms on death explosion increased by 280%. So this increases by 280%. So how is my exploding palm bonus damage only that? Oh, is this just from skills? I don't know. Whatever. That's fine. Anyway, guys. So you see I have decent damage reduction. My resistances are pretty good, I would think. I mean, you know, maybe not that high. Maybe I should get a little bit more into resist all. But, you know, as far as, like, do I need more armor on this guy? Like, I don't really know. I have 31.6 million toughness, so it seems like quite a bit. It's definitely not nearly enough to really progress at some of the higher greater rifts. But we're doing all right now, as you guys can tell. So, you know, reduce all non-physical damage. That's pretty good. Yeah, I think my passive skills are alright. Yeah, my passive skills are alright. So I think we're set up there for the moment being. You know, just let me know what you guys think. If you think I need more armor, you know, just looking at this Paragon thing here, should I rework this? It's obviously super easy to reset and spend them all. Should I rework this? Is life regeneration really that helpful, or should I just max out life and then pump it all into armor? You know, let me know what you guys think. In here, area damage, if you're not familiar with that, you might want to take a peek at my video on it's called Survivability and Area Damage. I think it's with my Witch Doctor. I kind of explained the concept of area damage and how underutilized it is in this game, but how insanely powerful it can be, and actually kind of glitchy. It can be really powerful and really super glitchy on classes that have chain reactions like the Witch Doctor with Jade Harvester and like this guy, because it can just keep applying itself. It's kind of complicated, but the idea of it's really simple, and it doesn't take a lot of effort to use because it kind of happens on its own. It drives itself once you have the points in here, so there's nothing you have to do differently from the way you play. It's just kind of you have this extra chance to just deal insane amounts of damage. So feel free to check out that video. I have a few other videos kind of detailing some of the updates that were made to the gear for this build that makes it that much better. So like the changes that they made to the Fist of Aztrak, where they upped the damage from 100% to 300% or something like that. As you see there, my set effect, it's not max, but it's close. Things like that. So let me know what you guys think. I'm gonna leave this video here, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Drop a like if you did like it. I see that the last video got some likes, so that's why I'm posting this one. That's how this is gonna work. So if you like the video, take the 2 seconds to like it. If you want to see more, feel free to subscribe to the channel. If you're not sure if you want to subscribe, that's totally fine. Browse the channel, check out some of my other stuff, check out my Diablo, my Call of Duty, any of the other random games I play. And if you like what you see, subscribe. It lets me know. It gives me motivation to make more videos, and I really do appreciate all the feedback you guys have been giving me and everything, and all the new viewers. Welcome to the channel, and thanks so much, guys. Until next time, see ya.